How we doing? How we doing? Make sense? Coming together?
Yeah.
Good, yeah? Okay, so Linda asked a very, very good question. Chickens too, but statistically based. She asked a question about, can we have a cheat sheet for what means what, when, and where? So there's a lot of question nouns, or pronouns, I guess. And the point is, I actually have one made for you guys, but the fact that you're asking to build it as we go is better than anything I have to give to you. So let's talk about what we're talking about right now. What are we actually doing in this class right now? What did we just get done doing with all that data from Zillow?
PNS.
Good. So get in conversational language. What are we trying to do? I mean, we're plugging numbers into a calculator. That's great. But what's the point of doing that? What are we interested in? What are we interested in studying? We're interested in studying what? What do we want to know about? Think about the headlines. Unemployment rate, foreclosure rate. What are we interested in knowing? A parameter. Good. We're interested in knowing some parameters value. Are we ever going to know it? Most likely, are we ever going to know the value? Most likely, no. I was able to cheat with Zillow because it apparently had a database. But most likely, if you're trying to study things like, let's look at migraine reduction rate, you're not going to know what that is because you can't count everybody. You can count a sample. So, what we're interested in doing, so let's start this cheat sheet right now because I think this is a great idea. We're interested in estimating a population proportion, which we call little p. There's your variable, little p. That's what we want to do. But we can't do it by counting because counting is too big to do. Run out of patience and or funding and or sanity, for that matter. So what do we do instead? We'd be 100% confident if we could, yes? We'd be 100% confident if we can count. There we go. Good. But Carly's like, take your 100%, and I'll be 99% confident instead. I like that too. That's good. 99% confident. Or 95% confident. Very, 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 very popular. So how do we draw a sample? Okay? So we're estimating a population proportion by building a what? What did we build around that sample proportion? Good. Using a margin of error, we build a confidence interval. Good. We build a confidence interval. And I'm going to start introducing you to my laziness, which is calling this a CI every time we're going to use it pretty much all the time. So start calling them CIs, confidence intervals. We're going to build a confidence interval around the sample proportion, which we call p hat. That's the point of what we've been talking about. We started talking about it halfway through Tuesday. The rest of today is all talking about that. It's all talking about that. Fair enough? Ish. Fair enough-ish. So, the TI shortcut for this is the one prop Z8. There's also going to be another TI shortcut for you guys momentarily. We'll get to that in a little bit. So Linda, I love the request. Keep requesting it with each new topic. And what we'll do is we'll just keep building this kind of cheat sheet idea. Now, cheat sheet is it's kind of a weird term to use because that implies that you're going to be taking some test and you bring a cheat sheet with you. You have access to everything on every assessment. No, it's good. Help sheet. I like that. It's a reference sheet, if you will. But again, it exists. It exists, and I have an Excel spreadsheet prepared with all this stuff on it already. But I like the idea what you said of building it as we go. Like as we need more tools, let's just keep adding the tools rather than here's a listing of all the tools you have. Oh, I'm overwhelmed. Let's add one at a time as we need them. I think that's a good idea. Fair enough? Let's stay with this the rest of the day. So P versus P hat. It's a huge difference. And I almost wish they were named something completely different. Like, I love mu versus who's its sample. If mu is the population average, the sample average is X bar. I love that because they're totally different symbols. One's a Greek letter and one's an English letter, I guess a Latin? That is Greek. I don't know. It's not Greek. So this one, P and P hat, are too similar. I almost wish that if that was P hat, that was a star or something completely different. But it's not. We're stuck with it because that's what we use. So, good. All right. Now there is one thing I want to ask though. What distribution? Let me start this and stop it again. What distribution?